What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Galactic Explorers Podcast with me, Lunchbox, or Ashley, whichever you want to prefer to call me. And today we are with one newbie and one recurring guest. So, hello, Phil.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Phil?
Good. Happy gaming.
Indeed. And our newbie, he does a little bit of everything at the minute, don't you, sir?
Oh, I certainly do.
You do indeed, yes. So this is Craig. Would you like to tell us about yourself, Craig?
Yeah, sure. My name is Craig. I operate on the internet under the name of Mr. Craigie. I do a spot of Twitch streaming. I do article writing. Work very closely alongside organisations such as the lovely, ever wonderfully talented Lunchbox, Pixel Bandits, and Geek Pride.
Well, sir, thank you for that little bit of building up my confidence there.
That's fine. Yeah, my check's in the post, right?
Yeah, obviously. So today we have a couple of more topics to talk about today. We did try recording this earlier, but I kind of fucked up. So yeah, round two, guys, round two. So first topic on the discussion should be. Let's have a look. What do you think is at the centre of the universe / galaxy?
Danish pastries.
Danish pastries.
Just you get to the centre of the galaxy and there's just a giant cinnamon bun.
That would just be amazing. Just floating there, just majestically floating. Oh, that would be just like the biggest troll ever, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, or just the big, just troll face.
Yes, just troll.
That would be awesome.
Or angry cat.
Yeah,
just floating.
Just get to the centre of the galaxy and there's just a cat. No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh.
Here's a bad thought. What if it's Naya Cat?
Oh no. Oh.
That's the center of the universe, Naya Cat. That's where it all came from.
You just get closer and there's just rainbows everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's begun.
But yes, in all seriousness, what do we all think is possibly at the centre?
Well, my first initial thought has always been center of the galaxy, Big Bang explosion. That's where everything originated, which means it's the oldest part of the galaxy. It'll probably be the most techie, most revolutionized, furthest along in evolution, things like that. But that's like the obvious answer.
Yeah.
I've had a million other thoughts besides that,
Yeah, well, I mean, Sean did mention the closer that you do get to the centre, the more difficult the game actually gets. So I don't know if that's there's more obviously enemies or things like that, or it's just harder to come. But he also said because of that, you're obviously going to get better, like you said, technology and things towards the centre as well, like you say. So
that's quite interesting.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Craig?
I like that theory. I like the whole idea of these planets have been here longer, therefore they're going to be more advanced. That's really cool. I've not heard that before now. Honestly, I think that it's going to be a case of there's going to be a big central focus point, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever form that takes. Maybe it's just going to be something as simple as just a giant star, or possibly the universe has reached its point of expansion and this central star, the beginning of it all, has now begun to collapse in on itself, and maybe it will have gone past that and there will just be a giant hole.
Okay.
That's a very good theory. One of the interviews I was just watching earlier, he was asked quick yes or no questions. They asked him if they're black holes, and he said yes. And that would fall kind of, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, I like I said, I like the idea of what Phil said about the technology. And the,
it's really cool.
All the planets getting a bit more advanced. I mean, does that also mean there's going to be more? I mean, we do know that there are NPCs in the game now.
Okay.
Whether that means there's going to be different types of species of NPC or not. Does that mean the ones on the outside of the galaxy, they're going to be very primitive, maybe not even like civilized, so they're going to be just animals? And as you get closer towards the center, they're flying around in ships a lot more and things like that.
Right.
Obviously, like you said, technologies as well. You're going to find stronger upgrades for your ship or for that multi-tool that you have. But then I also like the idea of there's got to be something big central in the center.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of, why would Sean mention a lot of players' goals would be to reach the center of this galaxy if there's not going to be anything there? But there's also
maybe it's like a vault.
Maybe
from Borderlands.
That would be.
Maybe there's just like a giant elder god just in the center of the universe, just chilling.
That would be quite cool. Yeah.
Ooh. That's where the Sentinels come from.
Oh yeah.
The center. Think, somewhat Transformer planet, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, it could set up like Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, where
yeah.
Is it the Forge?
Yeah, the Star Forge.
Yeah, the Star Forge, and that's where they built all their massive armada. So I wonder if that big Atlas icon on the front of the game packaging, if there's going to be like
what's at the center.
Yeah, like a giant one of those or something. That'd be quite cool. But then there's also the fact that we start off in one galaxy, and it's been said that it's actually a universe within the game, so there's going to be several galaxies. So also at the center is a wormhole. So
potentially, go to different galaxies.
Yeah, so we don't obviously 100% know yet, but
I want to go and find the most Wild West-esque planet that I can find and just recreate crazy Firefly adventures.
Oh my god, yes. You've got to do that, and then you've got to record it and make your own series. And then, you've got to send it to, what's his name?
Just send it to Joss Whedon and say, look, I can do a season 2. Where's yours?
Oh, that would be magical. That would be absolutely magical. But yeah, so we've got a few, ideas of what could be at the centre. What do you think could be on the outside then? Like the very edges of the galaxy or the universe?
That's interesting you ask that, because again, one of the videos I was just watching, he was asked, if you fly long enough and far enough, will you bump the edge?
Right.
And his answer was no. You will go into deep dark space forever.
Wow. I mean, I did see an interview where got asked, is it possible to fly to another galaxy? Or star system, and it says it is actually possible for you just to fly out of that star system and without going to like the jump speed or whatever, just flying north. Yeah. But it is possible for you to get to another galaxy or another star system, but it would take you a very long time to do so.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I've been playing Elite Dangerous lately, and then I've also installed Freelance onto my computer. And if no one's played Freelancer, it's basically, to me, it's the precursor to all these space games. I'm not old enough to remember the original Elite for whatever console or version of PC that was out on. But to me, Freelancer is... I can see everything in these modern games now, so Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, and No Man's Sky in Freelancer, and playing that you can play that and fly between planets. I mean, it's a smaller game. It's almost 15 years old, that game, I think, Freelancer. Wow. And with that, it's pretty much the same as Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, where you can fly around and stuff. But you land on a planet. You can only land on certain planets, and you can't actually move on the planets. It's you press a menu button, you go to different shops and things instead. But you can actually fly between planets on that one. Instead of, there is trade lanes, so it's quicker for you to do it, or you can actually fly to the next planet normally, and it does take a very long time. And that's a game that's 15 years old. So, considering the scale of this game, it's going to be interesting to see how long, if anyone actually attempts to do it, how long it will actually take.
That's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it is a really good game. If you ever get a chance to play Freelancer, give it a good go. Like I said, because it is 15 years old, it's not going to take up a lot of specifications on your computer and stuff. So it's a really good shout if you want that little fix before No Man's Sky comes out. So yes, guys.
I'm enjoying the Jones of the fix. I almost bought Elite Dangerous just to get my fix until it came out, and then I thought, you know what? I don't want to burn myself out on a space game.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait. And I have not played. I even quit playing Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually gone primal. I've been playing things like Ark and Forest and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Cut down trees, make clothes.
Yeah.
So
I must admit, Elite Dangerous is pretty intense. Like,
I've heard it has been.
Yeah, I mean, just you can physically dock yourself. I mean, you can buy like a little computer program what you put into your spaceship where it will dock automatically for you. But to begin with, you've got to dock yourself, and it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Christ, and there is a setting as well. If you don't turn it off, you have to go through pre-flight checks. So you have to like throttle up, throttle down, turn and everything, and check your weapon system before you can even take off. There is a setting where you can turn that off, but if you don't know how to do it, you've got to go through that every single time. But like I said, it is pretty intense. I mean, there's a lot of people who criticise it, saying that it's so big that there's nothing to do in it, and I think those are the type of people who I was talking to Craig about this the time that we messed up the podcast before. They don't have their own imaginations. They're pretty reliant on the creators of the game to set objectives for them to do, and that Elite Dangerous is definitely not one of those games for those kind of people. So I'm guessing No Man's Sky is going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I've noticed there's been a huge divide in gamers lately. You got the guys, like us, who enjoy that openness of doing whatever you want, and then there's other people that they need that linear content and that storyline to stay amused with it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm massively looking forward to just making my own adventure.
Oh, I know, right?
Just the wild frontiers of space. Like, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait to stream this.
It's unfathomable though, isn't it? To imagine a game that big and expecting there to be something of a storyline to go with it, though, isn't it? It's like trying to put the storyline of Skyrim into No Man's Sky in a way, like that, a storyline that long into No Man's.
Wait, there are dragons in space?
There could be. Who knows? There could be. There could be space whales.
I hope there are dragons of some description.
I think we will. I think we will see interstellar animals.
Yeah. But
that would be amazing.
But it's like I said, it's like trying to put a storyline the length of Skyrim into No Man's Sky, and it's just, even something that big, it's just nothing compared to the sheer size of No Man's Sky. So trying to put a story to that game would just be stupid, really. Like a pre-made story into that game would just be stupid. So you've got to be able to make your own fun, really, haven't you, within the game?
Yeah, I think there's the potential to put in like a plot hook in there of a case of, here's the reason why there's this race to the center, for example. You could have, say, like the Vault Hunters in Borderlands. Obviously, I'm returning to this point, but like in the first Borderlands game, the Vault Hunters were promised all these treasures and wealth by finding and opening the vault.
That's like the overlying story of the whole thing, isn't it?
And there could potentially be things like that in this game. Like, maybe not an overarching plot line, but perhaps different sort of galactic plots or just sector plots. You might go to a planet and find that there is a resource shortage, and so you've got to then, through trading or just acquiring minerals or resources, however you see fit.
I mean, that's exactly what happens in Elite Dangerous. You'll go to a particular area of space where there's like a system, and you can do things in that system. Like you can either you go to one of the space stations, and there'll be quests there where if you do this, it'll help the system economically. So go there, you do that mission, and then the system will get better equipment because you've helped their economy and stuff like that. So something like that implemented into No Man's Sky could work. I mean, it depends how, because they did say only 10%, or not only, but 10% of the planets will be like these big, nice, rich planets, whereas the other 90% are going to be like these pretty dead-looking worlds. So it depends, obviously, how many of these planets are going to be able to work in kind of interlock together to be able to make their own economical or political structures where you can implement these like small area quests, something like you say.
Yeah. Right. You know, you're making me think a little bit too, and I agree with you. You can't put a storyline in a game like this. It's impossible.
No.
But with the relics and the ruins and the way you have to learn ancient languages to understand those NPCs and whatnot, I'm wondering if there's not going to be multiple history lines. As you learn that history, it will make your mind think different things, and your personality will take over your game just like any other game. If you're a douche, you're a douche. If you're a noob, you're a noob. You know what I mean? You think that way. And that's going to direct you in a path that will form your own story itself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think as a YouTuber, I especially have to create some kind of storyline. Otherwise, it will just be boring for people to watch, wouldn't it? If I'm just there, just doing my usual thing. Playing.
You guys would fall asleep if you watched me do what I actually do.
Exactly. So what my problem's going to be, because I'm planning on doing like 3 or 4 episodes a week, I'm going to have to play like an awful lot, and then just literally, because obviously it's going to be a very much of a case of finding a planet, and then most of the time you're going to find these planets where there's pretty much nothing there apart from just resource collecting, and nobody wants to watch a half an hour of you just resource collecting.
So I mean, we still got to figure this thing out,
Exactly.
Nobody wants to watch us screw up unless it's like an epic fail. Then obviously,
yeah. So it's going to be down to, especially YouTubers, to make their own stories entertaining for their viewers and such. I mean, obviously it's going to be the same for you as well, Craig. Obviously streaming.
Yeah, on Twitch. Well, I don't have the luxury of archiving it. I'm live there and then, so I've got to definitely captivate an audience.
Yeah.
Right.
But so it's going to be interesting to see how people make their own stories, how they're going to share it as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I am definitely looking forward to the kind of social aspect of it. Even though there's hardly going to be any social interaction within game, externally from the game, though, I'm going to be excited to see what pops up and seeing what ideas people come up with to get people together, even if it's like I said, not in the game, it's outside to share experience stuff. So right then. So I think we've talked about what's at the centre and what's on the outside of the galaxy and stuff like that. Let's go on to
expectations as well.
Expectations as well. So let's move on to something a little bit different. What could be any future content that Hello Games implement, or what kind of mods modders could actually create the PC version. So, who wants to start us off with this one?
I think with this, there is, well, potentially there's no limits as to what this game can accomplish.
Yeah.
I think with a game as vast as this, there may potentially be a slower uptake on mods. Because the community who will be playing the game will be so invested in just discovering what's out there and be content with what they have.
Yeah.
But there definitely will be, as with, I'd say, a good majority of PC games, there will be a mod community at some point.
Oh, for sure.
And I think
definitely, yeah.
I think we're probably going to see probably custom ship skins, I think.
Yeah. Or custom ships altogether.
Yeah, well, possibly.
Yeah.
But I think modders, will probably do custom ship skins. So they'll be flying around in, say, the fighter jets from Battlestar Galactica, for example.
Yeah, that's as soon as I saw this game and I saw the first ship, I thought that just reminds me of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Straight up.
From a developer's point of view and how they're going to progress the game with their official content, I don't know. Perhaps
they did say it won't be any content that does get added. It won't be paid, so you won't have to pay for it. It will be just as updates. So
that's really good. I
yeah,
like that.
And I know he also encourages modders. He's said that a few times in interviews. He does encourage modders. That's where he came from.
Yeah.
You know? So I expect to see not too much in the beginning, like you said, because everybody's going to be figuring it out. But if I know a modder, you know, they'll jump into a game. They'll be like, all right, I got this. This is how the game works. These are the basic mechanics. What can I do to change it? Because that's what they love to do. And obviously, I think we're going to see modded ships first. You know,
probably, yeah.
Somebody's going to try to do buildable bases on planets and whatnot. But like you said, this game is so infinite. I mean, a modder could build a mod for a map or something that's strictly pod racing. You know,
that would be cool.
I am not going to be surprised if we don't see Star Wars stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Star Trek, you know, all that. So
I think one thing you were saying about building structures and establishing bases, I wouldn't be surprised if that was brought in as a development as a developer add-on
content.
Like they bring it into themselves.
I agree with that too.
He did say they'll be looking to the forums, the No Man's Sky forums and stuff, seeing what people are requesting, and then they will work from that. So worth keeping an eye on, like I said, the forums and such, and see what people are requesting. I mean, you'll get people now saying, "Oh, we want this, we want this, and we want this." But then once the game comes out, and they experience it firsthand, then obviously perceptions may change. I mean, they may not, but you know, be like, "Oh, I want to be able to build a base." But when you get into the actual game and be playing it, then they may realize that you don't need to actually build a base or.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is exactly it. I think they, case in point with Fallout 4, they did this where you can now build the structures and establish bases, etc. And
I hate that.
Well, this is just it. When the game was in development and they said, "Oh, we're going to bring out, you can build bases, and there's going to be this whole new level of crafting mechanic that you can do."
Yeah.
So many people on the internet went crazy and just jumped on this idea and thought it was fantastic.
And when it came out.
Well, personally, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either.
But then there are some people, like a couple of friends of mine, who have played Fallout 4, and they've racked up hours and hours and hours and hours of gameplay, but it's all been in the crafting. They've just been building up their base and gathering resources, and it's just, you know,
Yeah. That's me right there. I spent 6 hours last night just making paint and dye.
Yeah.
In a game. 6 hours of just making colors of paint.
Oh.
You know, on the modding subject, I've thought about this too, and I think the best building project, quote unquote, that a game like this could have would be if the ability to build a ship that is large enough to be a base, a space yacht, you know, were
like a mothership.
But that way your base is flying with you as you try to get to the center of the universe. You know what I mean?
I think that's a good idea. Then, because the problem with this game is because obviously it's not going to be multiplayer in the original sense, where obviously you're playing with other people. Being able to build something big enough, well, that's the problem. Like with Minecraft, you build something way too big and it's just you inside there, and then it feels empty, doesn't it? You can put as much stuff in there as you want, but at the end of the day, it still feels empty and oversized, and that's going to be. I always find that's the same problem with other crafting games and survival games, especially like I know you play Ark, don't you, Phil?
Yeah.
The tiles that you build with, because they're really blocky, aren't they? They're really square and.
Again, the basic game, yes, but there are so many mods for that game.
Well, obviously, if you play on
every server you jump on, it'll be completely different.
Right.
The server I play on right now, you can build round castles with fluted tops, or cone tops, or whatever you want. It's funny because I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
But my main goal in those games, I always build a crap load of like the stuff you use, the workshop. I have a huge workshop.
Yeah.
My house, my bedroom, I have the most basic bed in the game in the corner of my workshop because that's all I need.
Yeah.
A simple man of simple desires.
Yeah.
But I have a paint booth for my dinosaurs that is freaking 14 stories tall with a built-in elevator, you know?
But that's what I mean, though, like, because obviously you've got the mods installed, so you're playing PC. Playing the PS4 version, we're obviously not going to get any mods.
We're just going to get developer content.
Yeah, but
right.
If you do get the base building things, I know like Ark is available on the Xbox One. If you play that, you'll be able to just get the bog standard in-game content. Building a base, they're very square, aren't they, Phil? The original.
They are.
Yeah,
very
and
blocky.
because they are very blocky and square, they look a hell of a lot bigger than you really want them to be. They end up being. So. Obviously, once again, going back to the ship building, if you build a ship, I reckon a lot of people will be like, I'm going to make such a huge ship for all my things. And then they build a massive ship, and then it's just going to feel empty and all that kind of stuff. It's just... like I said, it would be cool to be able to have that kind of building aspect into the game. So, I mean...
Well, there's got to be some kind of crafting aspect, because there is resource collecting.
Yeah, there is a crafting aspect. But I think it's mainly you build upgrades, if I remember correctly. So either that's for your ship or for your suit or your multi-tool. I'm not sure if there's anything else at the minute. But they've made their own periodic table, haven't they? So that's what you basically harvest. In the game, you harvest elements, and then you combine elements together to make new ones, and then you obviously put them into your suit or into your gun and stuff. So.
I see.
But yeah, so it's
and you know, there's a whole new set of mods right there too.
Yeah.
Just what your suit can do.
Yeah. I mean, there is the.
There's going to be so many Iron Man mods.
Well, yeah. There's going to be. You do have a jetpack, I think they said, don't they? So.
Yeah.
There is that as well. But yeah, it's going to be definitely could be interesting to see what all these creative people are going to come up with. Mods. Like I said, because there is that aspect of you do have to survive on some of these planets. Like all you've got really is your health, and then you've got heat and cold to deal with. So you don't have to deal with having to feed yourself like you do in Minecraft. or anything like that on, and I don't think sleep is either a problem either. So obviously, building a base is kind of the only reason why you would need to build a base is to obviously be able to have somewhere to place all your crap, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas obviously with like Minecraft, places like that, it's a safe zone, isn't it? You build a house, you put torches around it, and theoretically you're safe from harm. So, and obviously to sleep and things, you get health back and things like that. So yeah.
There's also there's also the radiation and toxic chemicals that you gotta deal with too now.
Yeah.
So even though we don't have to worry about food, there's a lot of worry.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, are people really going to? Because obviously, if you can't sleep, you're literally going to have to like wait out environmental problems, aren't you? So obviously, if it is raining acid rain, you're going to have to go into your little hut. If they do implement building, you're literally going to have to wait out the acid rain if you want to get anything. A lot done basically, aren't you? So
on a side note too, that poses a question. When you log out of the game, are you going to disappear until you log back in, or
I would imagine
keep going back to games that we play now because that's all we have to reference? Like keep referencing Borderlands and stuff.
I would imagine
in Ark, when you log out, your body is right where it is on the map and you're rendered unconscious. So you have to put yourself in your base. Right. Or if you're like on a PvP server, you're done. Yeah. I mean, they can drag your body back to their base and put you in a cell. Seriously.
Right. No, what I imagine
I wonder what they're going to do with that on this game.
Yeah, I imagine like you'll disappear and it'll be like the mixture one. You'll disappear, but when you log back in the game, you will end up being where you left off.
Right.
But
I hope so.
They say that you can play this game offline as well, so that's how I imagine it being. So.
I hope so, because it's rough when your body doesn't leave.
Yeah.
I've games crash. I've crashed in all kinds of games.
Yeah.
If you log out, cool. If your body doesn't log out, man, I've crashed flying across the ocean, and when I log back in, I'm at the bottom of the ocean and I'm drowning.
Yeah. Damn. But
what happens in space if that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for in-game content currently, there's all the ships are procedurally generated as well, I think it said, and I'm wondering if that means obviously what the ships look like, but also does it mean like aesthetic things like the paint things, or are you going to be able to paint your own ships?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that. I do know that you'll be able to upgrade the ships.
Yeah.
But not physically modify their look or shape.
Right.
You'll just have to find another ship that you like.
Yeah. See, that would be quite cool.
Procedurally generated, but they're generated in one whole piece, not little bitty pieces. So you can't really take that engine off and put a different one on. You can just upgrade the engine that it has.
Yeah.
So we're not going to end up with like a Need for Speed Spaceship Edition.
Right.
I really hope not. Anyway.
Oh man, no, seriously, I think that'd be really cool. I'd love to stick some racing stripes on. Like you've just got this spaceship flying past with Kenwood stickers on it.
Right.
Kenwood. Oh.
But I think we'll see that in mods more than download content when it comes to like making your ship look different or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Just the ship flying past, just bouncing around like.
Yeah. I would say
it's got like spinners on it.
Yeah. Oh, I've just got this like really cheesy image of something like that now in my head. Oh Christ.
Yeah, if we could modify the ship, I would definitely have fuzzy dice in the windshield.
Yes.
just fuzzy wings or something instead.
Right.
Oh, man. No, those are really good ideas. Like you said, it will definitely be a lot more modding as the game gets released. I can't imagine. Like I said, I don't know why. I just can't imagine seeing building, or at least base building in the game. Maybe like you said, shipbuilding or something like that. Although what would be good is like space base building, so they could make a space station or something.
Yeah,
that might be quite cool, like a platform or something like that.
Right.
But I can't, because obviously if the problem is building on the planet is because the actual terrain is made by sound waves. Do you see how they made the game? Yeah. And have you seen this, Craig?
I've not. No.
Well, basically, he types in, like, it's basically all maths how this game is made. It's built in, and it basically sends a wave. They start off with like a flat round planet, and basically it sends a wave through it, and then it waves the environment, the things, and then put more waves, so it changes the frequency of the waves and things like that.
Yeah, right.
And that's basically how it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, how it works. Now the problem is with that, if you're trying to build a base, is putting it onto the land so it's flush. So obviously, like Phil would know sometimes you put a base down, like the base of the building, and it's not flush with the ground, is it, Phil?
Yeah, like if you even have the slightest angle and you start trying to build foundations, if you get too high, the foundation goes into the ground and you can't go no further, or it doesn't have any ground to support if you go too low. So but they've come up with ways to kind of fix that, like using a pillar and then a ceiling as a floor and stuff like that.
Yeah. But then are they going to be able to implement those kind of things into No Man's Sky with the whole universe being procedurally generated?
Right.
So,
whereas building out in space would be much easier because there's no wave there.
There's nothing There's nothing blocking you. You can build it upside down, any angle you can think of, and it'll still be technically a flat surface that you're building on. So
a good reference to that would be Space Engineers. If you guys haven't seen that game, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
I've got it as well.
Awesome.
It is. It's a killer on the bloody the RAM usage though. Damn.
Oh jeez, right. I won't even try a server.
Yeah, I haven't even attempted to play Planets yet on it. So the last time I played it was I think about a year ago, and since Planets came out, I looked at Planets and thought, I am not trying that until I upgraded my computer. It looks so crazy. So, but yeah, so I think we've kind of talked that to death, guys. So
yeah.
It's been a good episode. It's definitely been a very good episode. Very insightful. So, thank you all for
good talk.
Yeah, good talk. So, thank you both for joining me. Everybody, make sure to check out both these guys in the description below. They've got all their. Craig's got Twitter. You got YouTube, haven't you, Craig?
I've got Twitter. I've got YouTube. I've got Twitch. I've got Facebook. You name it, I'm probably on there.
I'll put it all below in the description. So, and obviously Phil's will have his stuff there as well from the previous episode. So yes, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And from me to you guys, I will see you next time.